Hi, my name is Daniel Siegel. I'm submitting this video for the application of account executive. First of all, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that I get to this next round of interview with your team lead. So for your first question, tell me about a situation at work that showcases your work ethic and professionalism. As you saw in my application, my experience is mostly in the construction industry. It's not your typical sales role, but I do believe that sales is part of my day-to-day roles and responsibilities. I am, as a project super and project manager, the main component of communication between my firm, a lot of the times a construction representative, and the tenant or end user. So every bit of communication goes through me. So over these past few years, I've had a couple of different clients. One of them over this past year was for a developer that was making a new office for their spaces in New York. Now they are a real estate developer, so they know a little bit about the construction industry, enough to be dangerous in terms of contract language and quality of work. So throughout this process, they made a point for every small deficiency on the job to make a point of it and to bring it to the attention of the client and to ourselves. Basically, it seemed as if they were using every opportunity to avoid signing a letter of substantial completion. Now, at the end of the day, they were not the ones that were signing my paycheck. It was a construction representative that I deal with quite a bit for different tenants. They own different buildings and run different buildings throughout the city. So as a request for that construction representative, I spent a lot of time hand-holding on that job. Typically, we would sit there and go through our contract and our roles and responsibilities and what we owe. For this specific one, we went a little bit above and beyond. We did a lot of work that should have been change order work that we did for on the house to to continue our relationship with this construction representative. And we really pushed for a schedule that wasn't owed by contract. So at the end of the day, this project got complete. The tenant or end user was happy, and we continued to keep our relationship with the construction representative. I'm currently doing 2 other projects for them in 2 different buildings. Question 2, tell me about a time where you did not meet expectations for a client or superior and what you did about that. Similarly, this past summer, 2023, I had a client that was very specific that they had a deadline of Labor Day for them to move into a new office space. Now, in the beginning of the project, there was an issue with permits, which is usually responsibility of the tenant or construction representative that they are using. And the project got delayed by about 6 weeks, which for a 18-week schedule is quite a bit of time. Now, for this one, we were fortunate to have a little bit in our budget that the tenant didn't have to pay for anything, but basically I sat down in the beginning of the project, mapped out some overtime that was used for quite a few different trades. My carpenter, my electrician, and my HVAC tech were all working 10-hour days for about 4 weeks over the summer and every Saturday from May through August. And it was able to get us into that 8/25 completion date. Their space was not 100% complete by that Labor Day, but I was able to get it to a point where they were able to move in and use it comfortably. And on off hours, I was able to go in and finish the work that needed to get complete, which at that point was minor. A few rooms had to be painted. So while I didn't meet their completion date of Labor Day, I was able to get them into their space in a condition that they were happy with. And that client is currently a repeat client for their next space in the city. They're a big financial firm that is growing rapidly and having multiple spaces built throughout the city. And for your question 3, if this season of your life had a mission, what would it be and what steps would you take to accomplish it? This is an easy one for me. I just had my firstborn son about a month ago, so fatherhood would be the title of the season and what the mission would be throughout this entire season. And the steps that I would take to accomplish it, this is one of them. Finding a job that is able to provide not only a compensation that lets me provide for him and for my family, but also this mentions flexibility in schedule, and I think that's an important part in me being able to be part of the growth of my child, helping out my wife, and moving forward with our small but growing family. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope to hear from you soon.